Hey, it's your girl Barbie J here, and we are talking about Our Kind of People. Great episode, season 1, episode 4, Crabs in a Gold Plated Barrel. And we all know where that was said. That's what Angela said to her half sister when they were in there having this little debate. And she said, I mean, God, they act like crabs in a gold plated barrel. Because she's supposed to be rich. So, Leah's supposed to be rich. Well, she is rich, but you know what I mean. Anyway, before we get started, if you have not subscribed to my channel, if you have not as yet subscribed to Barbie J's channel, please subscribe now. Subscribe to June BLC. Come on, help my channel grow. June BLC, I would like for you to like it, comment, and share. Like, comment, and share. And if you haven't, please tell me why in the comment section. Let me know why you haven't already subscribed. I'd like to know. anyway, anyway, I love all my subscribers and I love everybody who comments, and I thank you for keeping my channel growing. Now, this episode was really a good episode, but even next week look like it's going to be good too. And forgive me for sucking on, but I got a bad cough. So I got this cough drops in my mouth. So forgive me when you hear it, me moving my lips around and stuff. All right? I told you I've been sick. And I got 2 reviews tonight, so it's a bit much. But anyway, so Angela, we know, is at the prison, and she's talking to her baby daddy, and she's talking to him and saying that it's time. Nicole needs to know who her family is and stuff. And he's like, after 17 years, and it's like she said, yeah, but we decided you would be here and not be a part of her life, and I tried it. He was like, no, you chose. You chose this, not for me not to be in her life. She said, because you chose to do what you did and get yourself in here. And I didn't want that to be her life, that her father's in prison all the time. So, and he said that her mother, Mama Eve, had been sending him pictures every month since the baby was born. Since Nikki was born. Let me call her Nikki. But since Nikki was born, he said he knew something was up when they stopped coming. And it's funny because Angela never even knew that. You could tell by the expression on her face. She didn't know anything about that. Then in this episode, we meet this outgoing, funky auntie of this. Now, I wonder who this auntie is, on whose side of the family. It must be the father's side or something. Auntie whoever is like, she's like a blast of fun. She's a bundle of excitement and life. And, she came in there like she's a party type and everything. And so we see the Angie. We also see the Angies all over the news in this episode, and the auntie saw it, and she was like, "What's going on? When you was gonna tell me you related? Da 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 da." And she said, "How you feel about it?" She's like, "I'm really feeling like I just want to focus. I just want to stay focused on what my goal is and everything else." And she was like, "Well, she acting like it ain't nothing. Could somebody find me a billionaire daddy, please?" I said, "Okay, tell me about it." You know. She's trying to act like it's not a big thing, but she went through all that trouble to find out about it. So it's obviously a big thing to her. I guess knowing who your father is would be important for those of you out there. I feel for people who don't know who their real mother and their real father is, because it could be really a lot on them. Always wondering, nightmares, dreams. I wonder if this one is it that, Anyway, let me not digress. I was laughing because they showed the scene with Teddy Franklin on the golf course and stuff, and the grandson is there. And I told y'all last review, that grandson don't be having many lines, and he might have said, if he said a whole sentence this episode, it was a lot. And that's the same for Lauren. Oh no, Lauren had a line because she came later. Okay, Lauren did have more, but the grandson don't never have nothing to say. Go back and check that out. It's funny. Then there's Raymond and Leah. They in a couples counseling. They in couples counseling, and she stops to answer the phone when her father calls. What the freak? What the freak? That's why you in couples counseling. Who gets out of couples counseling to answer your cell phone? Your cell phone should be off in the first place. And Raymond's like, I'm tired of him. I'm tired of him controlling everything, And then, I mean, he's like, I can't believe it. And then she comes home and she complains about him all the time. And then the next thing she's taking his orders from him and doing everything he says. And well, that's daddy's little girl, I guess. At least one of them now. I'm sorry. Anyway, we see Angela, her first day at the incubator program, and she walks in there and they having everybody introduce themselves. And this one girl is playing a mean girl. I'm going to call her Keisha. Keisha being a mean girl and stuff. And whispering stuff and making little snide remarks and stuff. And, and, she introduces herself. They had everybody introduce themselves. And it was like, yes, I got an MBA. Yes, I got an MBA. She said, I got an MBA in being a mother. Being a mother and doing hair. It's like, that's what she said. And the girl leans over and said, it doesn't hurt that Leah's your half sister and Teddy's your father, something like that. And Raymond stepped in and said, and it didn't hurt that your auntie, who's such and such, called in and asked us to put you in the program. So let's not go there. I said, oh, shut her up. Shut her up. Raymond, shut her up real quick. But, y'all know Leah. Leah was not trying to give any favors to her whatsoever. So Leah asked her to present next week, at the end of the week, her opening and stuff. She said, well, I can't because that's my opening for my brick and mortar. You know that and stuff. And she said, well, look, you in here. You're way behind everybody else. You wanted to be here. You're going to have to do the extra work. You got to earn your spot. We don't just give and she said, we don't owe you nothing just because of no relationship. We don't owe you nothing, maybe except a little back child support. I thought that was funny. I'm still laughing. I shouldn't laugh. Oh Lord. So what happened? Yeah, what was the name of the place? It was going to be Eve's Crown Flagship Store. I guess it was opening. So then when she gets home, Angela gets home, all these reporters are out there asking her questions, taking pictures, and she's looking around and they all yelling, throwing questions at her and stuff. And you could see Nikki in the background looking, but Nikki was just, I don't get this because it looked like she was shy and was just looking. But then when she said, Mommy, they all turn around and everybody runs over there and Angela goes and said, you do not take pictures of my daughter and you need to stop this or whatever else, So Nikki interrupted all the chaos, got her mother in there. And what the mother did say is just let them know that the flagship store, she used that moment to advertise her grand opening, which was smart. That was really smart. We see a scene with Tyreek and Leah playing tennis. And he's like, what's up with you? You got a lot of anger, frustration or something? Because she was like playing real hard and stuff. And they got into this conversation. And she said, I know Daddy got you looking into Angela and all this stuff. And he's like, what is it with y'all that y'all so upset with her and don't like her or something? He said, she seems so cool. She said, I forgot what excuse she gave, but he said, she said, it's not like I'm upset with her or anything. He said, oh, please. He said he had to remind her of how she treated him when he came into the family, when your father took me under his wings. She said, and the way you treated me, she said, I was nice to you. He said, no, you went and told everybody that I was a special project. And I said, oh, that was very mean of me. She said, I shouldn't have said that. I was young then. Girl, you older now and you still doing stupid stuff. And we seen it in this episode. But then she told him it sounded like he leaning like he's on Angela's side and all this stuff, and don't forget, what's going on here and who's like who's looking out for you. And I said, damn, she gonna play that card already? He can't have a relationship with nobody. It seems like you already made up your decision and you leaning over there or whatever. I'm just saying. So I didn't like that. Because then next thing you know, Tyreek is over at Angela's house. And he's calling himself putting up these new cameras. And are these new cameras ones to block Teddy? or are they new cameras for Teddy to be able to see into that house with 3 women? That is terrible. And I'm going to say it again, that you are even doing that, Tariq, because they could walk around in nightgowns and pajamas and he's seeing what's going on. And I don't like that. You don't put those surveillance cameras in there unless they got them on the outside of the house. And not, but I think he put some sneakily in the inside. Is that a word? I said sneakily. Lord help me. Oh, Barbie J losing it. Anyway, what else happens? So they briefly speak, Angela and Tariq briefly speak, because she's like, I didn't know how to tell you because y'all are so close, and he took you under the wing and he basically looked after you all these years. And she said, I didn't want any confusion. She said, because I don't want you to get tangled up in all this mess. And he said, what are you talking about tangled up? She said, what do you want from them? She said, why does everybody keep asking me that? I don't want anything from them. You know, she said, I just know that it's getting messy and you're so close to them and I don't want to have to deal with it. So maybe it's good that we take some space from each other. And he was like, I'll give you all the space you need. And good luck having the rest of this, you know, taken care of. And he just like kind of bounced. I was like, damn, Tariq, don't you understand what's going on? You know, she couldn't tell him because she wasn't sure. She got all these mixed emotions. She said the only thing she knows of her daddy is him walking out on her and leaving her. At least you had your father, you know. So she made her point. What else? So Angela is doing what Leah asked her to do. So some type of whatever project. So she decided she would videotape the women talking about their hair and about their issues with it, a situation or scenario, things that have happened with them, you know, and the different women were telling their different stories. And Leah comes in there barging in and interrupts, like, what are you doing in here? You know, like, I didn't give you permission. Oh, I'm doing the project you asked. Oh, she tells her, stop. You know, she comes in there and says, look, if you think some little amateur video is going to do this, she says, see, stop. Why must you always go there? No, I don't have an MBA. No, I haven't gone to business school. No, but I'm trying to do something that you know. And they get her under her skin and she says a couple of things. But what they did was recorded her when she said it. And they basically took it out of context what she said. So, and then they posted it up on some website, online, social media. And it caused the ruckus. It caused the whole big thing, you know. So, but in the meantime, we see her in the paper and in prison, the baby daddy, you know, her baby daddy see it in prison and he decide he gonna write him a letter to Teddy Franklin. He probably gonna try to get out of prison and cause chaos, and that's gonna be more dirt. I don't know why Teddy Franklin would get him out, because it still looks, that means his granddaughter, that's his granddaughter's father. It's gonna get messy, and that makes for good TV. Yes, hallelujah. Anyway, so what else happened? We see Raymond is talking to this gentleman that he wants to invest in his business because he's trying to get his business diamond back, you know, from Teddy. Teddy was bailed him out, but then wants to take over it and not give it back to him. So he needs, the guy said, well, I need to see the what is it, the projected earnings on this on Darman's project. Darman's project Darman's projected earnings report. That's what he needs to see. And so, you know, Raymond's like, no problem. He calls up, asks the lady to get this for him and stuff. But he said, what? Who said that? You hear all of this? And he's like, okay, I'm going to have to get back to you later. Teddy got him blocked, whereas he can't even see his own projected earnings of his company. So messed up. That is so messed up. Then we have this part was interesting because we got Nikki and Taylor. Taylor is loving Nikki because she's so cool and stuff, and she's not afraid to be herself and stuff. And they outside talking, and they get real close to each other, look like they're about to kiss. And Lauren comes and opens the door and said, "Oh, hi. You know, your mother told me you would be here." So Nikki said, well, let me go. She said, hey, cuz. Lauren did not like that. She was like, hey, she said, was that too soon? I'm sorry, y'all. Hold up. I gotta have a drink. Every time I laugh, my throat gets dry. I'm gonna start coughing. She said, was that too soon? So, anyway, Taylor tells Lauren that how nice that she needs to be nice because now Lauren wants to make it work between her and Taylor and stuff, and she wanted to thank her for dropping the charges, and she said she's ready to make it official and go out there and say it because she really cares about her, and it was all of this, and it was nice. It was nice. And Lauren said, Taylor said, okay, fine, but you're gonna have to be cool. She said, it's hard for me to that's a lot for me to take with this cousin stuff. She said, you need to give her a chance because she is nice. And I'm not gonna do this if you're not gonna be nice to her. Since you're supposed to be turning over a new leaf, you need to do it all the way, And she said, okay, I'll try for you. I'll do it for you. You need to do it for yourself. But she says she's cool. She's real down to earth. She know who she is. She's nice to be. What else did she say? She said she's really cool. No drama. She was saying all this stuff about her. So as you see, she knows Nikki now, because they've been spending a lot of time together. Anyway, then we got Teddy and Leah. They out to dinner with these white guys. Several white, they look like they rich white guys. And the white guy's having a problem with the stuff that's about Teddy in the news, about his daughter, about the affair, about how his wife is in the hospital sick with all of this going on. But he said, we got this under control. Him and Leah said, we got this under control. It's not a problem, And then he said, but then let's get to the main problem, talking about the urban area where the stadium is being built. And you want to name it after some Black Panther. And there it is. There was about 8 white guys and Teddy and Leah. 4 on each side, I think. And they had a problem. They had a serious problem with him naming it after his brother. I didn't know his brother was a Black Panther, so that's what they said. Ooh. Y'all forgive me. Oh, Lord. So that was the issue. And Leah's sitting there going, look at there. You can make them all the money in the world. You could do this, you could do that. And all they see is the color of your skin. And it's a damn shame because they right. They right about that. So anyway, what else happened? Okay, Raymond talks to Leah, Leah, right, and tells her, why is it that I'm blocked out of my seeing the earnings of my business? Your father has me blocked. And automatically she makes up some kind of reason like, oh, maybe it's this reason and maybe it's that reason. And he said, you know what? That's it. I'm done. He was just tired. And he said, you know what happened? The marriage fell apart when Darman was bailed out by your father. That's when their marriage, it seems like, started falling apart, is what I'm seeing or hearing. And then Angela confronts, after that video went viral, because the wild aunt, the new wild aunt that came, party animal auntie, she showed Angela that video that was in social media. Angela went right to see Leah and about that video, and she confronted her and said, what is with you? It says something about gold digger exposed. Like she's a gold digger. She's like, I ain't asked nobody for no money. I ain't asked for nothing. All she wanted to do is be in that program and earn her spot and earn her way. She wanted to learn. And they just was tearing her down. And that's when she told her that line about crabs in a gold-plated barrel, So she said, you should be uplifting each other. If I was in your position, I'd be uplifting other people and not tearing them down over and over and over again like you, and that's what you keep doing. And she said, Leah was like not moved by it. Leah's like, whatever, I'm not even mad at you. She said, the truth is, I'm ashamed of you, and I'm ashamed of what my father did. And and your mother broke up my family. No, your father and his thirsty ding dong broke up the family. And I'm surprised Angela didn't say something like that. But Angela let her say it, and she walked out like she always do. She always seemed to let Leah get the last word, and she bounces. But she said she was afraid of her. And Angela, talking about Angela out here now. You've been here 2 weeks, and you up here sullying up the Franklin name. Got them focused on you in some kind of way that they shouldn't. I said, she jealous. She jealous. Angela's building stuff up from the bottom, scraping up all her last bit. But Leah don't see that, and Leah can't understand it because she was born with the silver spoon in her mouth. Y'all know. Anyway, Angela's grand opening happens. Because Leah put this thing up, it was a lot of controversy, and people didn't want to come because they thinking Angela, because, yeah, Leah put it up. Leah denied it. Matter of fact, Leah denied putting that up and act like, please, I don't have time for that. But we know she does. And so the grand opening came. Oh, excuse me. And it wasn't going so well. It wasn't going well at all. And Nikki's aunt, she asks her to step into, Nikki's aunt came to see her because Angela's upset. Angela already shared that Nikki don't want to be the face of the program. But that crazy wild aunt went and talked to her and told her, it's time for you. You got to help your mother business before it crashes and burns. It's time for you to step into that spot. She said, no, because all the haters out there, the people, and I don't want to be going through what my mother's going through. She said, my mother's a strong person. She said, you're a strong person too, Nikki, and you need to do this and help out, step into your own, use that platform. And Nikki thought about it and said she would do it. In the meantime, the other Aunt Patrice was like, it's time to call for the pretty committee because Angela was so upset about not enough people there and it's failing and stuff. And and she asked her to give a speech. She said, you need to go up there now, give a speech and tell them who our family is and let them know about our family. And that's what she did. Oh, because that's, what did she say? Because she said something that was touching to me. She said, who she was and why she did the hair, why she was doing this hair stuff. And she was like, if you came here for the tea and for gossip, then this the wrong place and you need to leave. And Aunt Patrice looked back there. She looked at Leah like, she talking to you, and then and she said, that's not what we here for. If you here for this hair, what did she call it? Not extravaganza. Like this, oh my gosh, I forgot the word that she used, but like this hair movement, then come on down. This is the place you need to be. And then they started the music, and all of a sudden, all these drag queens came in, and they was dancing, and they was sashaying, shantaeing and stuff, and they were kicking up legs and everything. They was fabulous, and that was the pretty committee out there. They was doing their thing. So that was wonderful. And then out after they all came through, in comes Nikki. She had her hair looking fabulous. It was twisted up and stuff. And she got to the middle and she gave her speech. And it was a beautiful speech, which touched me. And she said, one of the lines she said was, the Vaughn women stand on their own name and their own history. Check it. Check it. And she was standing right by Leah when she said it, which was great. And she told them she's going to use this platform. If you ever felt like you weren't so pretty or you were ugly, Eve's Crown is where you need to be, and it was beautiful. It was so beautiful. I enjoyed it, So, and then what happened? Down there with music was going and dancing. And it looked like, let me tell you, when those drag queens was in there, it looked like Leah was having her good old time. Leah was bouncing too and stuff. And then it looked like some girl pulled her and it looked like it was her daughter Lauren. So I think Lauren was there. She danced with her mother a little bit. Next thing you know, Leah had left, and Leah wasn't there anymore. And she was with her daddy. And that's when she found out from her daddy. He finally tells her, they were in a meeting. And she's like, what's going on? You got me lying to my husband, all this stuff. because he's in a meeting and he starts talking about he's taking over that Darman and using Darman in this stuff. And she was like, Daddy, after the meeting was over, she said, Daddy, you need to stop using Darman foods and leave it alone. Stop using it for all your stuff. You must stop now. And she said, and stop threatening me with Angela. I don't like it. So that's when he tells her he had Parkinson's disease, because she said, I could see it. You think I don't know? Something's wrong. Something's wrong. I see it. So he told that. But back at the party, Angela is talking to Nikki, and she's like thrilled that she just changed her mind. She said, you don't have to do this for me. She said, no, I'm doing it for me, Ma. And she told him to use this as a platform or whatever. So that was wonderful. But then she said, I think your friend is waiting for you. And Taylor's in the back waiting for her. And she goes and hangs out with Taylor. And they go out there, and honey, Taylor was like, you were amazing and you were incredible. You so sure of yourself and all this stuff. And honey, they was kissing. I said, oh, they kissed. Oh my God. And then that wild aunt came up to Angela and said, you know that pretty dark skinned luscious little piece of chocolate drop that be in there cleaning your house? Yeah, well, he brought this bottle, a nice bottle of, I don't know, it was wine, champagne or whatever. And she said, let me go out there. She went out there. He was leaving, and she told him, he said, look, I didn't want to come in there and interrupt because I know you didn't want me to. She said, I know what I want. And she was saying she wanted him, and they started kissing. I was like, he said, let me decide, because she said, I just don't want you to get mixed up in it and have any problems, because then he gonna find himself picking sides. Y'all see Leah already yelled it out. So he was like, let me decide who I want to pick and who I don't want to. And as y'all see in next week's, the scenes from next week, they get into an argument. They get into a big argument that looked like Leah and Tariq. So I'm just like, but they kissed too. They was kissing and getting it on as well. I tell you, I like them together. And then it ended with Leah going home. Leah goes home and she's running her bath water, talking about they gonna celebrate her and her husband and stuff. And he's calling. He's like, well, shit, I'm in New York. Like, I'm not. What time you coming home tonight? I have the tub ready for you. He said, oh, I won't be home there. I'm in New York. I took the jet. I'm in New York. I got a meeting and all this stuff. And she was like, oh, okay. Well, then I guess I'll see you tomorrow. He done hung up. Click. He done hung up while she was still talking. She was like, dial tone. So it ended with him meeting with some woman, and I forgot her name. I should have looked it up. But she played it seemed like as a police officer in some TV show. If y'all remember what it is, please put it down in the comment section. But I know she played, I think, as a police detective or something in some show. I've seen her in like at least 2 different shows, and I can't remember her name. But anyway, he meets with this woman, and I was like hoping he was having an affair, but it wasn't. It's his ex-wife. His ex-wife, who is this top-notch financial journalist or reporter, whatever it was. And she, he wants all the dirt on Teddy Franklin. And he said, he told her, she said, but why me? Because you're one of the only people I trust outside of my own family. That's a lot to say. You divorced this woman, but you trust her. And that's a compliment and a half, if you ask me. So I'm wondering now why they got divorced. What happened? He went from to look like a Latina to a dark-skinned sister. That's why they did that other girl. What was the one that was LaToya Luckett or whatever, was supposed to have that role as Leah, but because she was light-skinned, they said they switched it to the darker-skinned woman. Whatever that reason is, look it up. I read it somewhere. But anyway, he told her he wants her. He's trying to keep my company, and I want to get this dirt on him because at the right time I'm going to use it, and I'm going to bury Teddy. I'm going to destroy Teddy Franklin. He said, not bury him, destroy him. And it went off like that. I was like, oh, shoot now. What's going to happen here? But anyway, that was the end of my review. I hope you guys liked it, and I hope you liked the episode. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section. This is your girl, Barbie J, saying peace.